Welcome to another episode of Soozie Stuff. Today we're going to celebrate our home sweet home, our home romantic home, because it's Valentine season. And today I've got a beautiful wreath, homes and cars, a bunch of hearts, some of this gorgeous scrap paper I know you're going to love, and more caulk fun. I love that stuff. Really quickly, I want to highlight a couple of things that I found at Walmart that I know you'll love. Look at these little ornaments, each 98 cents. And then in the middle, this gorgeous scrapbook paper book, $5.88. It was a great deal. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'm so thankful for all my subscribers. So let's get started on our home sweet romantic home. Are you ready? Hey everybody, I'm Soozie, and this is Soozie Stuff. Welcome to station KDIY Channel 146. I'm so happy you're here. I would love it if you'd click and subscribe and then click the bell to be notified when I upload a new episode. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up or even a comment. So don't touch that dial. Let's go make some stuff. And here we go with our very first project today, Heart Frame Box. I know you're going to love this. It's so much fun. Okay, so I have these wooden heart frames. They have them at Dollar Tree, but I found these at Walmart for 98 cents. Yes, I got them for 98 cents. You'll need some caulk. I got some at Walmart, but then I haven't seen the tube of it at Dollar Tree, and they just have that round cylinder piece. So I had to pick it up, but we'll talk about that in just a sec. So I've taken all the backs off of the frames, and I'm going to paint this with some acrylic paint in light mocha. And if you notice, I chose some classical music. I think it's romantic for Valentine's season. So I used the little pattern heart that came with the frame. I cut 4 little cardboard hearts out so the caulk could have something to sit on. So I placed those right back in there. Save those hearts. They're a good pattern. So I'm going to attempt to get this caulk out of this little tube thing. I know you have to have that caulk piece, but not really. Just a stick will do. So I cut off the end and then pushed it in. I had a hard time pushing it straight up and down, and then I figured out just lay it to the side and push like this, and it came out really well. So I was happy with that. Much easier than I thought, and this whole entire project just took one of these little tubes. So let's take one. I got a plastic spoon, stir it up a little bit, and then we're just going to place it down in there and smear it around. This was the fun part. I think I'm going to have an episode of just caulk crafts, caulk DIYs. It is so much fun, and actually next Saturday, or it may be on my 60-second Tuesday episode, I'm going to do one more caulk heart, and I'm going to tint the caulk to another color. So stay tuned for that. So I just didn't fit it in to this episode. So now it's still wet, but I just can't wait. Sometimes when I'm doing crafting, I just can't wait. And so I'm very carefully gluing this together. And then on the inside, I'm using those little wooden cubes from Dollar Tree to give it some nice support there. If you have the tower blocks, that would work great too. So I'm just putting that together, and then I'll let it dry. It took about an hour to dry that I could really work with it. So you'll see what we do next. It's been about an hour for it to dry. Now it's not completely dry, but I can touch it and feel it, and I can work with it. And I'm using some of my Waverly chalk paint in the antique wax with a really good brush, and I'm just lightly aging it with this beautiful color right over the heart. It almost looks like what is that called? What's it called? Creme brulee. And so I'm just going around aging it. And if you get too much, just remember that you can take your sanding block and because that does happen to me, and just kind of sand it a little bit and it'll turn out great. So just give yourself some time and work around it. I kind of on the corner, I love the rounded edge of these frames. The Dollar Tree frames are squared off, but these from Dollar Tree that were 98 cents were rounded. So I really like that. So I kind of accentuated that with my antique wax around the edges or around the corners there. So we'll continue doing that all the way around. Oh, I got a little bit too much. Just used my sanding block and it came out perfectly. Now I wanted to try one more thing. I was a little scared and hesitant to do it, but I thought, let's just try it. And I got out my apple barrel light pink, and I just kind of touched it around in the heart, and it sort of kind of came out just a beautiful little pink color, very neutral. And I love how that turned out. If you notice there on the left, I put more of the antique wax for a darker highlight, and then on the right side more of the pinkish for a lighter highlight to make it kind of 3D-ish. And then to finish this part off, I took some tiny twine there and I wrapped it around like 3 or 4 times, and then I just tied it in a knot and then a bow and left that hanging. I love this look. I really love this look, and I thought about putting bows on each of the corners, but like, no, too much. Don't go too far. So keep it simple. And I just love how this came together on this side. Now, as I was working today, the doorbell rang, and it was these little wooden letters that I ordered from Amazon. And I was so excited because this was going to be the end of my project. And so this just kind of happened crazily, but I will link these down below. These are the best wooden letters ever on Amazon. And it comes with this little box for you to pour them into so you can find the letters you need or whatever. And it also comes in a little package of the numbers you see up there. So I thought, how fun. Let's do love, hugs, kisses, and the XOXO. So I hot glue those on each of the sides. Oh, thank you, Amazon guy. And here it is finished. I love each side. That just came out so great. Little does the Amazon guy know that he helped my project today. So I got some Hobby Lobby grass when it was 50% off. That said $7.99, so I got it for like $3.50 a piece. And look how beautiful everything came out. Don't forget that little box that the letters came in. I usually put my letters in a Ziploc bag, but we're going to do something with that box. But anyway, I love how this turned out. It is gorgeous. And you can just put any type of plant in there. A real plant would be gorgeous. And you could use some foam board to maybe put at the bottom. Whatever you think, I love it, and I hope you do too. Jumping right into our next project is the chenille heart wreath. I love this. I have been wanting to use this chunky yarn for a long time, and I got it at Walmart for $6.88. It's a huge roll. I'm using this wire heart frame from Dollar Tree and then one of the love signs. So what I'm doing here is I already attached it in the back, just hot glued it, and I'm just kind of weaving in and out, around, in and out, up and down, and around. And it's just you kind of see what I'm doing. It's kind of hard to explain, but I'm just going around, over and under the middle wire. And don't worry that it gets spaced out because you do have that curve. But the great thing about this yarn that I have found, I love it, and I can't wait to work with it some more, is that it is so forgiving. If you have a little hole, then you can just cut a little extra piece and weave it in there, hot glue it in the back, and it looks like it is seamless. You'll see that here coming up. but I am just weaving around. That one's under, then I go hit the camera around and then over the middle. So it's just getting your rhythm down and getting it all just put together and sit in front of the TV and watch a great TV show while you're doing this. Now, if you notice down at the point, I didn't like how it was turning out. So I said, okay, just skip over it. We can come back and add some in there and you'll see how that comes together beautifully. It feels so good to work with too. And also, if you notice, I'm just using a little piece at a time, like I cut a yard or two to easily pull it through. Now I'm working with another little piece to fix up that point there, and I'm just kind of figuring out where I want it to go, and everybody's going to be different, but just kind of pull it through over and under. And once again, don't worry if you have a hole. Just secure it with some hot glue in the back and just keep on going. And I'm figuring out, hey, that looks pretty good. I'm cutting that piece and I'm hot gluing it. Now the back doesn't look that bad either. It all just kind of blends together. So working with this chenille, which I think I misspelled there at the beginning of the title. I think it has 2 L's. But anyway, I finally got it finished, and you're going to see in a little bit too how I fix up a little hole. So I'm adding on the love. I hot glued it on, and then I have some wooden hearts, and I'm trying to play with this bow, and I don't know, I'm just not liking it. It just seems like it's just too much. It's just taking away from the beautiful heart. So I fixed up another little hole that I saw that just kept bothering me, and I did a couple there, you see. I just tied it in a knot and then hot glued it in the back. And you also notice that I took off the bow and the other 2 little hearts. And I'm going to use this beautiful scrapbook paper that I showed you at the beginning. Oh, it has the most luscious colors in it, and just perfect for spring and Valentine. I just was so pleased with this booklet. It was, again, $5.88. So I found this page and thought, how beautiful does that go with that maroon colored chenille? And so I'm hot gluing it on a board that I got at Dollar Tree. And I'm not worried too much about how it matches up, because part of the love heart will cover that up. So here I am using my sandpaper block to take off the excess. I love this method. I use it a lot. It gives it a rustic, worn look. And then I'm going to be grabbing my antique wax to age it up a little bit, just like I did in the first DIY, the little heart box. So just dab it on, wipe it off, however you feel it, where it needs it. This is going to be covered up a lot by the wreath, but I just love the corners here. In just a second, you'll see how I put it on there. And I love this scrapbook paper. I hope that you can find it at Walmart, and I thought it was such a great deal. They're big pieces, and look how easily this goes on there. Oh, I love it. Now that's what it needed. And then I'm just going to add some of my 16 gauge wire at the top. I'm loving using the wire at the top now for a hanger instead of ribbon or twine. I just love the wire look. It just seems to be steady and just beautiful. Oh, look, I'm done. Whoo, that was a good one. And so here it is all put together. I love this wreath. And how about some homes I promised? How about a pastel home board? So here are all my supplies. I've got these beautiful ceramic ornaments from Walmart. I love these. They're 98 cents. And I just added a bead on the top, and I'll add the other one a little bit later. I'm also using this home sign from Dollar Tree, and again, my beautiful scrapbook paper. Look at how they displayed it there. I think that's neat, how they just framed it. So I picked out this kind of a small pattern, and I'm putting it on this 2x4 board that I had. And again, you can use any board that you have. And I'm just using some Mod Podge to get that put on. Now it's dry, and I'm going to work on the home sign. Once again, I'm using my awesome shoe polish that I picked up at Dollar Tree. And if you haven't seen this, I've used it in my previous videos, and I think it works great. I just put it on the top, and I just actually did a little bit of like one coat. If you want to put it thicker, just wait a minute. I tell you, it dries super fast, no odor at all, and you can add it on again to make it a little bit darker if you like. But for small little projects, I highly recommend this shoe polish from Dollar Tree. And now I just added on that other little bead and cut it off a little bit. Whoops, it kind of slipped through. That hole's kind of big, so I just added a dot of hot glue in there to secure it in there. So now my original thought and idea was to stand it up, but then I'm like, nah, I just didn't like it because you couldn't see the beautiful scrapbook paper as well. So I just hot glued it right on, and then I added the two beautiful little ornaments on each end. I love their sayings. Love brings us home. And the other one is love is patient. I love it. And so on the heart, I found this galvanized heart that I had from another little project, and it fits perfect. I love it. So here it is all put together. You can put this on a shelf, on your mantle, wherever you like. You could even add a hanger to it and hang it off of a rustic ladder that you might have, or just anywhere that fits in your home. Love is patient and kind. I love this piece. And our next project is called Puffy Hearts. And this project is a redo of a project that I did in the fall. I made these pumpkins on a stick, and I just made these little pumpkin pillows, and I'm going to be using the dowels and the blocks again. I got these Puffy Hearts from Walmart, 98 cents. I love them. I just was so excited to find them. And I'm using a couple of letters from these wooden stack from Walmart as well. So all I did when I made these is I just put a dot of glue on the inside so I knew I was going to reuse these sticks. So, and again, the dowels and the blocks came from Dollar Tree, and I just antique waxed them and put them together. Now the little hanger part I just cut, made a bow, stuck it on there, a dab of glue, and ta-da, it's done. Love it. And I do it to all three. And the last little sweet touch is using a couple of letters from that little pack. I use a wooden heart from Dollar Tree, and then the I and the U. I love you, and I love all my subscribers and my people that comment. Thanks so much for doing that, and this one is for you. Look how cute this is. I love taking an old project and turning it into something new, and I am thrilled. You can always find those blocks usually and the dowels, and then check out Walmart for the hearts. Our next project is called Valentine Neighborhood, and my supplies are using these little wall stickers. They're actually little mirrors, and we're going to use a few of those. And then I got this Hello box from Dollar Tree as well. I know that you have seen them. If you haven't, any kind of sort of shadow box will work. So the first thing I did was just pop off the hello. I'm going to use it for something else. And once again, I'm going to be using some scrapbook paper from my favorite book. Now, I will tell you that I did put that in there, but I don't like it. So I do change the scrapbook in just a minute, you'll see. So I'm taking my handy dandy white shoe polish, and on these little homes, they have a little film piece of paper that you need to peel off before you add that. So I did the white shoe polish all over the homes, and then I took the brown shoe polish and just went over the frame of this shadow box. I did put 2 coats of the white on the little homes. Now you can see here I put a different scrapbook paper on there because the other one, when you put the white against it, you couldn't even see the houses. Ooh, what's my hair blowing away? And so I just put those in there. That tall one there on the far left, I cut it down because it was a little too tall to fit in there. And I have some of these wooden hearts. Some came from Dollar Tree and some came from Michael's. And I just hot glued those right inside. How cute is that? A little Valentine neighborhood. So I'm using my little wooden letters again to spell out family. And then I have some more of the little wooden beads that I put 3 on top, and that just finishes it off perfectly. I love this piece. It's so darling for a little shelf. Ta-da, there it is. And I'm showing you there that these little hearts came from Michael's, and the red and the other one came from Dollar Tree. Woohoo, love it. And I think that you could use this little DIY all year round. It is so cute, and I just love the name Valentine Neighborhood, and I just think it would be a great gift for someone too. Next, I have a little project called I Love You A Latte. And do you remember the little box that the letters came in? I just love it, and I'm going to be using it for this creation. And if you don't have a box like this, get those letters. Then you'll have that box because those letters are awesome. And you can just get a little maybe shadow box at Dollar Tree. Now, these little stickers I found in the Crafter's Square, and they're perfect for this year and this Valentine. And so I used the I Love You A Latte. And then I'm using this little black heart. Now I wanted to use that mug on the black heart, but of course it's not going to show. So I just got out my puffy paint, and we're going to try to draw a little cup on there. And I think I did not too bad of a job. And we added that on there, and it's going to take just overnight for this to dry. So I am also going to go ahead and hot glue it on there, try to leave it alone so I don't mess it up. And then the little steam thing is coming out the top of the heart. And then I also have a wooden bead that I stained and added it to the top. So now going to go to bed and get up to this dry thing. I was kind of popping out all the air bubbles, and now it is dry. I used that glass paint pen again, and I sort of outlined the cup. And then I made these little greenery bunches to go on the side. I just hot glued them with some twine and then hot glued them on each side. And now decisions on the ribbon. I liked the red gingham, but I chose the black because I feel like it can go all year round right in the coffee bar. So I love that. And this is done. How easy is this? And isn't that box just so cute? So I hope you're able to order those letters. Remember, I'll link them down below. And here it is all put together. I put one of my fall candles on there because, like I said, this can be used all year round. And I think it's a perfect gift for a friend of yours that loves coffee. And our last little fun project today is special delivery. That's right, we're going to use some transportation. I got this cute little truck at Dollar Tree. I'm using some of this scrapbook paper, and then these wooden wheels. I got those at Hobby Lobby. Now, I saw somewhere that little wire brush that you get at Dollar Tree in the hardware section works great for that glitter. So it did work well to get it kind of off, and then use sandpaper as well. I used some of that pink, light pink paint to cover up the front part of the truck, and then I'm going to use this glue stick to glue down a part of the scrapbook paper. And then I just use my sandpaper to take off the excess. And I don't know if you've seen these new pens at Dollar Tree. They're glass pens used for glass, but it worked great to do some outlining of the truck. And I also painted the wheels black. I think I did that earlier, or maybe I didn't. Anyway, I painted them black. So then I hot glued those on, and I'm using that pen to write special delivery. And now I'm using a heart from Dollar Tree, another heart from Dollar Tree, another heart from Dollar Tree, and then that teeny one is from Michael's. And so one last little touch, the gingham bow. And how cute is this? A little special delivery just for you. And another little special delivery is my little love bug. Now this wooden truck or car I got at, somebody gave this to me, but they have cars now over in the Crafter Square. So I painted it white and I painted the wheels black. And now to add the heart to a little piece of this wire, that's my 16 gauge wire. I hot glued that right on there and then used a little piece of a popsicle stick to secure it on there. Now, I'm also adding these little teeny hearts. And you know the little heart or the little letters that I got? Well, it came also a little pack of numbers, and it also had the @ sign, and you can see there the little hashtag sign, and it had 2 hearts in it. I was like, wow, how cool. So I just added those to the wheel. Now I'm just going to hot glue this part to the back, and again, use some popsicle stick to secure it. And I kind of bend it like it's coming out of the tailpipe there. And then one last touch is as a little gingham, not a knot, but just like a little tie bow, little tie knot there. Hot glued it in there to secure, and we're ready to go. My little love bug. And here they are. How cute is that? These will be perfect for a tier tray or just any little place you'd like to put them. I love the little heart coming out of the love bug. So cute. And I hope you enjoy this as well. And here is one last look at all of my home sweet romantic home projects today. Which one turned out to be your favorite? I really loved the heart box. I think that's something you could keep up all year round. I love this home board here, and I hope that you're able to find some of these puffy hearts and the little ornaments at Walmart. I love this little Valentine neighborhood picture. Again, that could stay up all year. This little I Love You latte is perfect for a coffee or hot chocolate bar. And then my little love bugs. I had such a great time with all of you today. And don't forget to leave me a comment and tell me which one was your favorite. And I appreciate all the comments that each of you give and all my subscribers. If you're new, I hope you consider subscribing. And because we have a lot of good times here. I post Tuesday and Saturday. And I'm so excited about Tuesday's 60-second DIY. So thanks for joining me today on Soozie's Stuff, KDIY Channel 146. Bye, everybody.